It is June 20th in 2019, and this is WIKISPEED Stand-Up for the week. So take it away, Lauren.
Okay, this week I didn't do anything, had a bunch of intrusions, kind of technical intrusions. So my coming week is going to be the things I was going to do are boring reporting and the exciting, most like catching up with what you're doing, getting a Raspberry Pi, and starting to probe the car that I have and verify it's the same as the one that you have, or if the reports online that cheap RC things can vary even though they're the same brand, same model. And blocks, I did learn about, yeah, that'll be for crosstalk anyway, but blocks are, I think actually, in terms of technical things, I don't have blocks. That's it for me. One more
thing.
Lawrence Salter, Gabriel Island, British Columbia, Canada.
Okay, it's Michael Ultrich in Saskatoon, Canada. For last week, I posted stand-up for last week, which wasn't very much. And I did end up booting the Noobs micro SD card on a Raspberry Pi. I chose option 1, and I took a couple of pictures and a little bit of video that's really, really boring. It doesn't take as long as loading a new Windows machine, but it does still take a couple of hours, and they are not very eventful hours. You do have to wait for a long time and then click something, and then wait for another long time and then click something. So no demos. And next week, we're going to try add a USB hub to the Raspberry Pi to see if it works. I'm going to try the little cheap wireless mouse that I bought, see if it works. Hopefully I will edit and post the Raspberry Pi videos that I have so far, and then start examining the serial communication on the Raspberry Pi and tying that into the beacon. And blocks, besides time, no blocks really. Back to you, Lauren.
So my retro is 1 for coming to the meeting. Team is I'm going to say 8, 10 for, yeah, well, 8 only from the lack of participation and in this stand-up, and process improvement. I don't, yeah, I'm not going to go with anything this week. I might think of another. I do have a tiny bit of stand-up. Crosstalk.
Okay. Retro for me, I did 3 points out of 5, so that's 6 out of 10. Add 1 for stand-up is 7. So I'm keeping my target points at 5, even though I have a list that is far larger than that. And retro for me, for the team, I think I'm going to go a little lower. Going to go to 7 because we haven't had any chatter on group or anywhere else right now. It's just you and me. And I don't have a process improvement. We do need to get more people involved, but I think we need to show a little bit of results in order to get someone involved. So it's sort of a chicken and egg thing. And that's about it for me.
Okay. So crosstalk. It would be, yeah. First, a quick observation, which is yes. I think if we get everyone I show the kind of project or talk to about is really interested, particularly people in the running who run. The person who was runs these ultra marathons, they use the bike trailer. They ended up using a bike trailer for their gear, for their support. I think like a trail bike. This was a trail run up a mountain, and they used a bike with a trailer, bike trailer. Like I have a bike trailer. I might have shown you. Anyways, so that's what they used, but they, they're still really interested. And like the 9-bot would be disqualified. I don't know if I talked about that. The 9-bot would be disqualified from helping in a marathon because you can hop on it and go at 20 miles an hour or more. So it's too tempting. It's too likely to be used to cheat. So anyway.
Well, I think you have to actually talk to each of the race organizers, because as unlikely it is that you would sit down on the Little Red Wagon. I don't believe that's allowed either, or at least some of them don't allow that. Especially if you've got enough cargo capacity that you actually could sit on it.
That's the key, because what I need is a sweatshirt and a couple of liters of water and some energy bars. So it would be closer to our little RC thing than it would be to the wheelbarrow configuration.
Yeah, but it's still open to interpretation, I think. I guess it depends on your organizer.
Because the other people don't have a support wagon, and it's an advantage to water and be able to switch out to something warmer or cooler, especially in BC. There's one race I run on a beach along a kind of a marsh along the beach and then up a river, and it always varies from pretty close to a bitter wind, close sometimes to really hot in among the trees. So it would be a big advantage to be able to have somebody carrying your clothes.
Yeah, I don't know how you're going to get around that one.
Well, they probably haven't thought of it a lot. So I think it's an interesting.
I guess as soon as you show up with one, then they'll have to think about it.
Exactly. And then the crosstalk, though, was one of the people who comes and helps take care of my wife. I don't know if you know Lee Valley. I think I asked before. Lee Valley Catalog.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
She bought a manual. She has stairs from her. Quite unusual on this island, but she has a basement where she parks her car, and then stairs up to her place. And so her problem was getting her groceries from the car. She would generally park outside, take her groceries in, and then take the car in and park it to avoid the stairs. But she bought a manual thing. I was describing to her, do you know the Ginger, the other invention by Dean Kamen besides the Segway and the stent?
No, I don't actually.
Okay, so he invented a wheelchair that is has 4 wheels, but they can be set up to go over each other. They roll over each other and climb stairs. And the way it works is you turn the wheelchair backwards. I think preferably you're hanging onto a handrail, but then an unaided person can climb stairs with this. It also a person in a social gathering to go hop up on 2 wheels and raise themselves up to the level of everybody. It was a kind of brilliant and a little bit clunky or poorly marketed the way Segway was.
I think I remember reading about this. I didn't know it was him, but I guess it kind of makes sense.
Yeah, and then the stent, the stent that goes into your blood vessels. Dean Kamen, his name. anyway, so when I mentioned this to her, we were talking about it, she said, "Oh, I just bought a thing. It's not powered. It's a shopping cart, but it has it's got 3 wheels from Lee Valley, and if you pull it upstairs, the wheels flip flop and it climbs the stairs."
Okay, and that it kind of gives her something to lean on as well.
I don't know. I think it's more of a pull thing or a push thing.
Oh.
I don't know pieces.
Okay.
I'm gonna look at see if I can find it online or get it. He has a catalog she'll bring over. But I'm really she's gonna bring it over and I'm gonna take pictures of it for us. It's kind of interesting.
Yeah, the thing that I have in my head is that each wheel looks like a triangle of 3 wheels, kind of arranged around a hub, and you can lock the wheels and turn the inner hub and make the whole thing act like a wheel, or you can lock the inner hub and then just make the 2 wheels that are in contact with the ground driven. I think I've seen something like that. I don't think it was Lee Valley though.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, anyways, I thought that would be kind of interesting and it was an interesting kind of conversation. I know the Segway, the old bigger one with the pogo stick handle, had their follow me was very boring. It was, if you want to go upstairs, you get off of it and you hold on to it with your hand and you power it up the stairs, pulling it.
Probably safer though.
Well, yeah. Anyway, that was the crosstalk.
In terms of applications for this thing, every time I walk around the acreage, I find another one. From watering the grass to dragging stuff behind me to, if I had one of these things that worked, I'd probably have a dozen different ones.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, yeah. Honestly, it's exciting. It's really exciting, and it's weird because as soon as I saw the Segway, I wanted to do that with it, and then I talked to someone who had one and used it. He had knee problems. He was a realistic. And I said, "Can you get off of it and will it stand up?" And he said, No, can't do that with it. So their Ninebot has fixed that. They've understood the potential of the thing standing by itself. The other thing is, actually, I remembered a little more than I did, which was, I really kind of studied the pinouts and some Python programs for the pinouts, and I've written down some of them. I haven't actually done one, but it looks kind of interesting and fairly straightforward. I imagine that's one of your early things.
I haven't looked at the data direction registers and how to set which ones are inputs and outputs, but I have read that it's pretty simple to do, so I'm hoping it is.
When you're talking about serial, is that or is the serial something different?
The serial is the sending LRW 0, 1, 2, and 3 out of the beacon so that the little red wagon can tell whether it's in front of you or behind you or on one side of you.
Okay. Oh, it's a communication.
Well, it's more of a, I'm using the same infrared transmitter receiver pairs for everything, so it has to send something slightly different so that you know that you're in front of the person that you're following, or you're behind them, or whatever.
Yeah.
So that's all I'm going to be using that for. The communications between Raspberry Pis is probably going to be Wi-Fi.
Right. Okay.
At least I hope so.
Right. Okay. Okay, I still don't exactly understand. So is the Raspberry Pi have a special channel for serial?
It has two pins that are connected up to a UART, Universal Asynchronous Receiver Transmitter. So it's really easy to send serial out. All you do is put the byte that you want to send into a FIFO and tell it what baud rate, and it just goes.
Okay. Okay.
And if you're receiving
Yeah,
if you're receiving serial, then it puts it into a FIFO, and then when you get an interrupt, you go and you service it and look at it.
So can I ask a question, an ignorant question?
Sure.
What's FIFO?
First in, first out. So if you want to send a string of 5 characters, the first character goes in first, the second character goes in second, and while you're putting characters in, they can come out. But usually the Pi will be so much faster than the serial. You put 4 or 5 characters in there, and then you wait for the buffer to signal that it's empty, and then you send some more.
Okay. First in, first out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Sorry. Thank you for asking when I'm using jargon. I don't actually even realize that I'm using it. So.
Yeah, I did something I thought I should do, which is I got a cheat sheet for electronic formulas because ohms, watts, and amps.
Mm-hmm.
I need to usually look them up.
Oh.
So, and I came across it when I was doing the looking at because the examples, of course, for the actually the book I had, which was ABC's something like it was Raspberry Pi 1, 2, 3 or something, and there was that one is on hold. I couldn't keep it. I tried to renew it, but somebody else has it on hold. I'm happy. It'd be nice if I could find out who it was.
So, you just muted yourself. Oh, you kind of froze. There, you're back again, but you're still muted.
All right, back in a second.
Okay. Okay, I can see you're back. At least I think you're back. I can't hear you, sorry. Okay, your mute is off, but I don't hear you. Still not coming through. Yeah, I'm not sure what I can see you. I can see you waving. Oh, wait a second. I can see you waving, but I can't hear you saying anything. I saw you put the mute on and take it off. It looks like your mute is off, but I still can't hear you. Okay, looks like he's gonna try again. It is amazing, the glare on these glasses. Okay, Lauren is back. I can see he's muted.
Hello?
And he's there, he's back.
Yeah, so I suspect that was an Android problem. So what happened was when the phone call came in and I took it, it automatically muted you. And then at the end of it, it didn't, I unmuted, but it didn't pick up the sound.
Yeah, I saw you mute and unmute a couple times, and it wouldn't go. Anyway,
Yes.
we have
That's about,
9 minutes and 10 seconds left.
yeah, okay. Okay, I'm good.
Okay. Oh well. I guess this next week I'm not expecting a whole lot to get done. I'm on holidays the first week of July, so hopefully I will get some stuff done then. I'm hoping there's going to be a whole flurry of progress then, and then we can go through trying to get you caught up.
So I would be interested in, you know what, editing video or whatever. If you want to throw a lot of video on, I've been playing with editing video, so I would be interested in seeing if I can put together something that could be like promotional. Not promising, and I'm not totally hopeful because I'm not really good at it yet. But maybe just some a short thing of 2 or 3 minutes of the progress so far, a teaser kind of thing.
Well, let me think about that. I'll see. I got a pop-up when I upgraded my last time on Firefox that said that I could send you a one-time link to share files up to 1 gigabyte, and that they automatically expired. So I've been itching to try that. Maybe we can do that with the videos.
Yeah. That would be good.
Okay. I guess we will talk to you next week, and if I find something worth recording, I'll drop you an email.
Great.
Okay.
Okay.
Talk to you next week. Bye-bye.